The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Welcome to today's Platinum webinar with your host, Todd Walters.
Thanks, Andrea. Welcome, everyone. Hope you're doing fantastic today, and you're ready for a great training session, Advanced Lead Conversion Webinar. So for the record, let me tell you how this breaks down. The first Tuesday of the month, you typically get myself and Craig working with you on some aspect of the Millionaire Agent system as it pertains to revenue activities. In other words, only the things you should be doing. Like we worked on the operational side of your business just last week. Okay. The second Tuesday of the month, which is I think where we are right now, we do advanced lead conversion coaching and training for you, anyone on your team that is responsible for converting leads to face-to-face appointments. So we're going to be working on that here today, and I want you to get ready for that. You got questions about some of the leads you guys are running into, either you're not able to convert or objections that you're running into, whatever the issues might be, systems issues. You can ask those questions. We'll answer those. We'll do some role playing as well here in just a few minutes. Okay. The third Tuesday of every month, I typically interview a millionaire agent, multi-millionaire agent member using our system, and we learn a lot from that, right? What's working, what's not working. Get to see that with your own eyes, hear from their voice on these webinars every month. That's the third Tuesday of the month. The fourth Tuesday of every month is I'll break down one particular system. Okay, we've got lots of them, right? Within this whole millionaire agent system, there's lots of little systems, big systems that all add up to be, that kind of real estate business. So I'll take one, drill down on it, and specifically create or do for you a how-to webinar. We save those, we put them on the coaching site, and you have access to better perfect the things that you work on to grow your business. So that makes up our group webinars that we do every month. So in addition to that, as you know, we have live events, okay, and these are big. So on your screen right now, I threw this flyer up there about the Platinum Business Building Bootcamp. I get asked this question the other day, which is, hey, what's the difference between the coaching bootcamp and Platinum Bootcamp? Well, quite profound differences. I probably should not call this a bootcamp. Okay, here's what it is. It's a get more listings and grow a better team workshop. That's what it is. It's a get more listings, grow a better team workshop. The whole first day is about getting more listings. So I've got 7 marketing systems. Matter of fact, let me see if I've got that. I think I've got it here. Yeah. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to go to my June 16 folder. Let me open that up. Here we go. Okay, here we are. So you want to know what's going to happen? In June 27, 28, 29, here it is. This folder, all these folders are packed full of materials. Okay, I'll just open the first one, dealing with your brand and positioning, okay, which is free business for you. Leveraging listings to get more listings. Many of you are familiar with that system, but you haven't seen the updated part of it on social media. Okay, so if you're not at the boot camp, this is where you miss these things. So this is a get more listings, build a better real estate sales team workshop is what's going on at the Platinum Business Building Bootcamp. So again, that's in June in Orlando. Let's go back. June 27th, 28th, and 29th. So here, if you want more listings, if you want a better, more productive, and efficient real estate sales team, then this is where you go. June 27th, 28th, and 29th in sunny Orlando, Florida. I know that's where a few hundred of you are going to be because you've already registered for it. So we're running out of room. So that's why I'm mentioning it today so people who want to go don't miss out. It's a month away, okay? A little more than a month away, and you can go to the Schedule Events tab on our coaching site. And there you go. You can reserve your seat, download the agenda, and get registered there. So don't procrastinate on that. I know many of you guys have said you're coming, but you haven't registered yet. Go ahead and do that so you don't miss out on that 3-day, what so many people call the best coaching and training that we do, getting listings and building a better sales team. Okay, lots of materials updated for you. things that have been tested and have been improved and all that good stuff. Okay? All right, good. So I wanted to make sure we got that announcement in. Great. You can ask any questions about that today too when we go to the queue. All right, so now what about follow-up? Okay, lead conversion, advanced lead conversion. What's all that about? Well, most of you on the webinar today, I believe, show up here because either you're made to show up or you really, really want to convert more leads to face-to-face appointments. Okay, so let me just ask you then, what's the trouble? Like, what's the trouble? So, for example, I bet you if someone calls your office right now, okay, emphasis on calling your office right now, and they say, hey, so-and-so, Jim and Sue, bought a house from you last year. They told me I should call you, and you would help me buy a house. I'm thinking that you don't really have much issues converting those kinds of leads. Would that be a pretty fair statement? Okay. So what's the problem? Like, all that's happening is the reverse. In other words, they already believe or perceive the benefits in working with you, third-party endorsement, trust. So if that's really what it takes to get people to call you and say, hey, talk to me, then it only makes sense that when it's the reverse, they're not expecting your call, for example, a pay-per-click marketing lead or say from Commissions Inc. or something like that. They're not expecting your call. And you're calling them home evaluation lead. Those are the elements or the basics of being able to convert the prospect to, sure, come on over to my house. Okay, so you get that? So the things that you're really good at when people call you, okay, which is you've already done a pretty good job of establishing trust, believability, unique selling proposition, positioning. You've already done all that. That's why they're calling. Versus you calling them and they're not expecting your call. Then you have to deliver those things in the words that come out of your mouth when you open it. Does that make sense? Everybody get that? That's how this works. Okay? It's the same principles and concepts. You have to build a house on a firm foundation, and that just never changes. All right? Okay, so let's look then specifically at what I'm talking about, and this will help you, I think, do a better job with your lead conversion. Okay, now, every month, I repeat many times what it takes to be really good at converting the leads to face-to-face appointments. But I also like to point out to you the ease in doing it. In other words, it's not supposed to be difficult. It's not supposed to be complicated. Okay, to be really, really good at it means that it's almost unconsciously done. Okay? In other words, what do they call it? Unconscious competence, something like that. I think I've heard before from some guru out there. So let's open up the follow-up script here, and let me tell you what I mean. I've got to shrunk down here primarily because I want to draw a circle around 4 things, okay? And these are the offers. So many of you that have been doing this for a while are really good at the offers, okay? Okay, you can see there's 1, 2, 3 offers. The 4th offer, right here. Got my email open there. Get rid of that. So you can see there's 4 offers. That's it. 4 offers. Okay, now you can mess up a bunch of things as a lead conversion specialist, salesperson. You can mess up a lot, and we do. But you can't mess these up. You cannot mess up the offers. So if I put all of you on the spot and I said, hey, let's role play, I don't expect you to have, all this stuff committed to memory all the time, even though I do, Craig does, but again, we've said it hundreds, thousands of our coaches, many of these guys, they have it committed to memory backwards and forwards, right? Could probably recite it backwards. That's when you know you've got it really well committed to memory, right? Okay, so, but to put yourself in a unique position of being more successful, memorize the offers. Buy first offer, sell first offer, newsletter offer, okay, and longer term follow-up offer. That's it. 4 offers. So when you're training your people, if you're a platinum member here and you're training your team, this is where you start. You train them on the offers, okay, and then the rest of it will fall into place for you. Okay, everybody get that? All right. So let's drill down specifically on one thing. Let me blow it up here. Let me go back to my normal drawing mode, as they call it on GoToWebinar. And let's take a look here at the buyer offer. Okay? So when you look at the buyer offer, you can see this is a universal follow-up script. Not a legal follow-up script, but universal, which means it'll work most of the time, but there's, maybe you need to apply a few words here and there. So for example, would you like for me to email you daily updates of homes that match your home buying criteria from all the real estate companies? So I want you to do this. I want you to now begin to start putting a little more emphasis on this all. So the word's always been there for you, but I want you to listen to how I say this, okay? Listen real close. Would you like for me to email you daily updates of homes that match your home buying criteria from all the real estate companies? Or would you like for me to email you daily updates of homes that match your home buying criteria from all the real estate companies? All right. So what I just did is just simple inflection. That's all it is. It's just inflection. But words mean things, yes. Tonality means things. Inflection means things, right? So it's the same thing here for all the real estate companies, which insinuates or creates doubt that they're not getting all the properties from all the real estate companies, and they are not. If you have a buyer in your database getting automatic listings from any IDX system, Commissions Inc. or anything else, they're not getting them all. They're not getting all of the properties. Okay, they're just not. What happens with the typos? Somebody makes a typo. Okay, what happens when it's under contract? Those properties haven't sold yet. They're not getting those. What happens when they list it in the wrong area? They're not getting those. Okay, real estate companies that don't put them in MLS, they use them as pocket listings, for example. Put them on Zillow, but not in MLS. That happens every day, all day long. So they're not getting all the listings. So your job is to create that doubt. If you can essentially create the doubt just by using inflection here, you're going to be way more successful. Way more successful. But you also must go on to close on the doubt. Okay, leverage it. There's a problem that these buyers have in the industry, or in general, which is trying to locate the property that they want to buy. Okay, they just don't have access to everything, and they're scared to death they're going to miss out on the perfect home. It's all true. You're the same way when you're looking. Okay, so that's why you have to go a little further. That your list, the property alerts that you're going to send them, also include properties that they can't readily find on their own, okay, or on the internet. So what kinds of properties are those? Bank foreclosures, company-owned properties, other distress sales, for sale by owners, okay, expired listings, canceled listings, all those things, right? Properties they can't readily find on their own or from other sources. That's what our list includes, bank foreclosures, company. That's what that sentence does. It goes further. So instead of saying, would you like daily updates from all real estate companies, which creates doubt if they're not getting all, and our list also includes properties you can't really find on your own or on the internet, like bank foreclosures, company-owned properties, and other distress sales. So it goes even further, and that's all you need to do right there. So this script has been there all along for you, but your thinking or paradigm that the buyer believes or may believe that they're getting everything that's available, they don't believe that. Okay, they don't believe that. So you're just going to point that out in a very precise way using the words in the offer. Okay, everybody get that? So the offer's big. What makes this an offer now, by the way, people, is you ask the question. You make the offer. Would that interest you? Benefit? We have something to benefit you? Would that interest you? Okay, so remember the listing presentations that you have? The listing presentations, the buyer presentations, our presentations that you guys have? The way the presentations are set up is they identify a problem in the industry or to that seller, identify a problem. We tell them what our solution to the problem is, and then we tell them how they benefit. Problem, solution, benefit. Okay? So let's look at this offer. It does the same thing. Problem, solution, benefit. Okay? So the problem is what? That the buyer's missing out on properties. Hey, if you're looking around on your own, you're probably missing out on, or if you're working with other real estate agents, you're probably missing out on all the houses. That's the problem. That's the common problem that buyers have. Our solution is our homeowner system. We have a system that finds, locates properties from all the real estate companies that match your home buying criteria, can send them over to you automatically, as well as properties that you can readily find on the internet or on your own, like bank foreclosures, company owned homes. So again, problem, solution, and benefit. Okay, the benefit is pretty obvious. Okay, but if it's not, then we state the benefits when there's an objection. Okay, everybody get that? We just state the benefit. If there's an objection, we state the benefits. Well, just so you don't miss out on the perfect home. You're less likely to miss out on the perfect home. Okay? Instead of driving around, they come to you. All right. So anyway, so the offers here, you see, are set up just like our listing presentations and buyer presentations system. So just remember those words. So helping you understand the script a little bit better today, I think will help you do a better job of delivering better tonality, believability when you actually articulate the script and so on, okay? All right, let's look at the CMA offer here real fast, and then I want to talk about specifically about some of these pay-per-click leads you guys are getting, like through CP Millionaire Agent powered by Commissions Inc. Okay. Would you like a free market evaluation to determine what your home would sell for? What is a market evaluation? Okay, well, we describe it. Market evaluation, instead of letting them interpret it to their own ideas, which is, who knows what that means, because I've asked. You guys remember the video that I did? Did you see the video with the real estate man on the street? And I asked people these basic questions. What's the MLS? What's the difference between a broker and an agent? What's the difference between RE/MAX and Century 21 or Keller Williams? I asked them all these questions, right? What's a market evaluation? And those kinds of things. So, what people told me, and you saw it on the camera, completely different than what you think they might say. So we say market evaluation. We want to be really careful that we don't assume that they know what we're talking about. So we drill down. So when we say we're going to give you tips on what to do and what not to do to get the most amount of money for your home, go over all the closing costs you have, how much you left in your pocket, a really good idea of what you can determine, a good idea of what your home would sell for. Like, that's what a market evaluation is. We just define it, okay? Which obviously covers the problem. People not having a really good idea on what they can expect to sell their home for, just based on information available, okay? What to do and what not to do is a problem, okay? Knowing what you're going to make when you sell your home, not knowing what you're going to make when you sell it, all problems. Our solution is our CMA offer, okay? And here's how you benefit. All right, so anyway, so you can see it's all built in, just like it is our listing presentation and buyer presentations, okay? Offer, so that's the second offer. This newsletter offer, you gotta be really careful here, because if you look at the offer, you'll see that it says, would you like to receive my free monthly newsletter to keep you in touch with what's happening in the marketplace? So Market Watch is just a label that we have applied to it. Platinum members have access to our specialized marketing materials that, that Dan Kennedy wrote specifically for you as Platinum members that are licensed to you to use. So that's what you send every month. Everybody get that? That's what you send. So the newsletter is really whatever you want it to be. So what we're providing them is information on why they should choose to do business with us over and above anybody else or any other option. Okay? And we send them those materials every month, okay, in an envelope with a cover letter and a business card. Right? So that's what we're offering them. Okay, so that's the offer. Okay, and then of course longer term prospects, you guys are familiar with that, right? If anybody that's not ready to do something, say within 3 to 6 months, okay, are you planning on making a move next 3 to 6 months? I'm not sure, probably not, whatever. Then we've got longer term prospect here that we're going to have to close for a follow-up time. That's it. So those are the 4 offers, and now I think you probably better understand those things. All right, now that we've done that, let's go back to one other section here, and then we'll do some role playing specifically on it. Get your questions ready, though, and if you want to role play through the leads that you're getting right now that you're having some difficulty with, then we want to work on that in our time that we have today, okay? All right, now let's look at this this thing up here, what we call the intro to these scripts, okay? Intro for buyers, intro for sellers, okay? Pretty much the same thing, right? There's Mr. and Ms. Smith there. Let's suppose the prospect came from your Millionaire Agent platform powered by Sync. It came through Millionaire Agent, the online lead generation system, the pay-per-click. Okay, well, look at it. Hi, Mr. Smith. This is Todd Walters with Todd Walters Real Estate. And the reason I'm calling is I received your request for the information you wanted, and I put that in the mail to you. I don't know about you, but we haven't mailed them anything. Not going to mail them anything. And request for the information you wanted when they went to an online website, say housesatlanta.net, that doesn't even mention my name. We've created some serious confusion here, would you say? All right, so let's take a look then at how we modify, okay, this universal call. This reason it's called universal instead of legal. If we wanted you to say exactly this thing that you see right here highlighted, it would be called the legal follow-up script. Everybody get that? So all you have to do is just insert words into each category. So for example, if it did come from your Millionaire Agent platform site, let me see if I've got that here. Here it is. New lead. Hi, this is Todd Walters with Todd Walters Real Estate. The reason I'm calling is I received your request to search for homes. See there? All I did was just modify. I received your request for the information. What information? I received your request to search for homes online using our property search site, housesatlanta.net. So you can see I just described what the information is. It's not anything crazy. Okay, here it is. And I've put that information in the mail to you, turn changes into, and as a courtesy, I want to let you know that you've got full access now to search away. I want to make sure that was okay. So there you go. Now we've had some people say, no, I don't want to do that. That's not what I want. All right, so you take them off the list. And other people are like, yes, thank you. The majority of people, right? So you can see that's all we've done is we've just not changed is not necessarily the right word. Where's it out here? Callback script. Here we go. We didn't change it. We just modified the right words. Information into what you just saw. Pop that in the mail into what I just shared with you. How about if it's a sign call? Hey, Mr. Smith, this is Todd Walters with Todd Walters Real Estate, and the reason I'm calling is I received your request for information on 1065 Gunner Court. I received your request to take a look at the property at 1065 Gunner Court, right? And as a courtesy, I'm just giving you a call back here. There you go. It's not complicated here. But this script right here, if you guys want to sell a lot of houses and you want to do really well in this business, then this thing that you're looking at on your screen right here, you've got to get really good at it. But it helps to get really good at it by, number one, understanding that the offers come first. Got to memorize those first. And then how to use the words necessary based on what they're calling you about. All right, so one more thing I'm going to show you, and then we're going to go and we're going to role play some of these prospects. And I want to role play with you the leads that you're getting from your online marketing, okay? Online home evaluations, as well as leads that you're getting from Millionaire Agent, powered by Commissions Inc. Okay? Everybody get it? Okay. All right, so one more thing I'm going to show you, and that is this block here of establishing motivation and timing. Okay? Remember in our marketing systems, we try to sift and sort the prospects into two categories. those that are ready to do something now, those that are ready to do something in a longer time frame. Do you want report number 1 or report number 2? So when you follow back up the leads, it's the same thing. You're sifting and sorting. Everyone who wants, quote, is planning on making a move in the next 3 to 6 months, you're going to close for a face-to-face meeting. You're going to make the appropriate offer, okay, that you see down here, buy first or sell first, right? Planning on making a move in the next 3 to 6 months, we consider that to be, let's start the process of meeting. Okay, let's get together with this guy. How do we get together with people and make them an offer? They say yes to the offer, we close for the appointment. Okay, so that's it. It's that simple. All the rest of these questions, okay, are dealing primarily with wishy-washy people. Okay, so if they're wishy-washy to the, I don't know, I'm not sure. Okay, then you ask a few more questions. If you were to move, when do you think that might be? Planning in the area, moving away. Okay, that's it. Wishy-washy answers, you just drill down a little bit more. That's it. Okay. Now, we always want to know if they're working with an agent or not before we get too involved, right? So that's a part of every question. Are you guys currently working with a real estate agent? If they say yes, for example, if it's their mom or their sister or somebody like that, brother, it's a good chance we're probably not going to get that business. So we want to know that. So we're going to ask the question before we go and meet with someone to really even make the offer, okay? So that's why it's there. Hey, you may want to think about drilling down on that when somebody says, when you say, do you have a realtor to help you when the time is right? Do you have a real estate agent to help you when the time is right? And they say yes, and then you can say, well, do you feel obligated to only working with that real estate agent? Okay, and then you'll get the answer that you're looking for from that. So I'm going to write that down. Do you feel obligated to only working with that real estate agent? Okay. So that's it, man. That's your tutorial in this callback script. Pretty good, huh? All right, let's throw this back up on the screen. And I want to draw your attention to something here. All right, so look at this really fast because this is something you guys probably don't know about. Many of you, okay? And it's called qualifying the appointments. Okay, let me see if I can shrink this down a little bit for you. Okay? Qualifying the appointments. This is 2 Word documents. So we have qualifying the buyer appointment and qualifying the seller appointment. Okay? Qualifying the appointment, I just want to, we're not going to go through this, but I want you to be aware of this because once somebody says yes to your offer, now what? Well, you're going to qualify the appointment while they're still on the phone, right? So while you're still on the phone, after booking the appointment, you move right into qualifying the appointment, okay, which is a few series of questions, okay? You can see that there. And, of course, qualifying the appointment beyond that, right? So, anyway, let's look at the buyer one. I'm going to show you where these are on the coaching side, okay? I think they're there. Matter of fact, let's look at the seller one. Seller. Here we go. Seller qualifying appointment. You can see when's a good time to get together, days or evenings, and book appointment. And while you're still on the phone, hopefully that's big enough for you guys to see it. While you're still on the phone with the prospect, qualify the appointment. Okay. So that I can do the best possible job for you when we get there, let me ask you a few questions. And you ask them the questions. All right. So there's a script for both of these things. Okay, qualifying the buyer appointment, qualifying the seller appointment. So I'm just going to, I want you to write these down so you can go pull these up after the webinar. And I think I can pull these up pretty quick here. I didn't really plan on this. So I'm going to take about 30 seconds and I'm going to help you with this. So I'm going to give you the ID numbers. You guys ready? I'm just flipping through my library so I can get there and give you the scripts. Here we go. Draw your attention to the computer screen. Buyer appointment confirmation script and email. ID 996 And seller appointment qualifying script. And email, ID 1061. You guys see that? Buyer, seller. There you go. Okay, so I'll give you a chance just to write that down. 996-1061. So when we get done here, go and pull those down. They're self-explanatory. It picks up from the time you book the appointment while you're still on the phone with the buyer and the seller, and exactly what you should say and do next. Okay? To even what happens when you hang up the phone, next step. Okay, there's a system for all of this. We work on it in our Platinum OSA workshops. Okay, but I did want to mention that here today. Everybody get that? All right. Good, man. You guys are awesome. Okay. Okay, so let me erase my drawing tools. Erase. Get you back to this script. Okay, and I'll give you an example. Okay, so I'm on the phone with the seller. I'm sorry, the buyer. Check it out. My last question is, okay, let's make sure I got all your contact information. You read it back to them. Okay, and then after completing, we blow this up so you guys can see this. All right, got it. Nice clear visual on that. Good. After completing the qualifying appointment form, close the call using this script. Hey, thanks for all the information, Mr. Buyer. That's going to help me do a good job in providing you with the right information to best help you. Looking forward to meeting you guys Saturday at 10 a.m. right there at your apartment at 1065 whatever. Okay? Now, just to recap, when we get together, I'm going to take down your exact home buying criteria and set up the system for you to receive pictures and descriptions of the home from all the real estate companies, as well as homes that you can't readily find on your own. Okay? We use a special form. It's got over 100 individual features to search by. Okay, it'll take us about 30 minutes or so to do all that. Is that okay? Great. I'll see you Saturday at 10 o'clock. Thank you. Click, hang up. Okay? When we hang up the phone, I'm going to send you an email. All right? So you probably want to let them know that you're going to be sending them an email so they look for it before you hang up the phone. Just FYI. That's right there in the script. So when you go and pull this down, you're going to see that, and you'll be less likely to kind of mess these things up and a little more consistent. I know you guys are doing a pretty good job of this now, but I wanted to make you aware that the scripting and the step-by-step dialogue system is at your fingertips on the site there for you, okay? Good. Okay, now, so hopefully we have a few of you guys that are interested in doing some role play. Okay? So who's ready to role play through some of your online seller prospect leads? Here's what I want you to do. I want you to either raise your hand so we can open up your microphone so we can do this. Okay? And then we'll go from there. I'll help you with your dialogue. You may have some questions about something that we covered today. If you do, we'll deal with those as well. So I'm going to turn it over to Andrea so she can get back on and talk to you guys and tell you what to do. Andrea, go ahead.
Yes, sir. If you are on the telephone or your mic works on your device, go ahead and click the hand icon to the top of your webinar control panel. We already have several hands raised. If you can't find that little hand, just type in the chat box, "I would like to role play." Our first is John Brackett. Your line is open.
Hello, John.
John, did you have a question or would you like to role play? Okay, we'll move on. John did click it way early on, so it might have been a mistake. We have Paula Tysowski. Your line is now open.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hey, Paul, how you doing?
Hello?
How's it going?
I'm good, Todd. How are you doing?
Better than good today.
Good. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you fairly
Awesome.
well. You sound
Okay,
like you're
good.
right next
Let's.
to me.
Sorry, what was that?
I said you sound like you're right next to me.
Very good then.
There's a slight
ahead,
delay, just to warn you guys. There's a slight delay.
Yeah, that always throws me off a bit.
Okay.
So we're gonna role play?
All right, let's go. What kind of leads?
Okay, so we're doing online home eval leads and buyer leads. So I guess online home eval, but not sure whether you're a buyer or a seller.
Okay, all right, so are you generating these online home evaluation leads through some ads that you're running or marketing system? Where are they coming from?
They're coming from Facebook.
Okay, so on Facebook, there are ads that are running that
Yes.
are finding what your home is worth online. Is that right?
That's correct.
Less branded or branded?
Less branded.
Okay, fantastic. All right, so you're calling me. I'm the lead. That means I'm not expecting your call. Is that right?
That is correct.
Okay, you ready? So ring, ring, hello.
Hello, is Todd in, please?
This is he.
Hi, Todd. It's Paula Tysowski calling from Sutton Team Realty, and I'm calling because I received your request for the information about the online home evaluation and just wanted to let you know that we've processed that and sent it to your email. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. Thank you.
Okay, great. Are you folks planning on making a move in the next 3 to 6 months?
We're not sure. We've been thinking about it. We're still talking about it.
I see. And if you were to move, Todd, would you be staying in the area or moving out of the area?
Well, that depends.
Okay, and do you have a timeline in mind for when you guys might make your move?
It would probably be sometime around the first of the year.
Okay. Now, Todd, do you guys have a realtor to help you when you're ready to make your move?
No, we don't.
Okay. Do you prefer to buy your home, buy a new home before you list your current home, or would you prefer to sell your home first?
Well, we would need to sell this home before we do anything.
Okay. Would you like me to do a free market evaluation on your home to help you determine exactly what it will sell for? At the same time, I can give you some tips on things to do and not to do to get the most amount of money for your home. And we can go over the various closing costs you'll incur so you know exactly what you have left after all expenses. Would that be helpful for you guys?
Well, I'm not really sure. Why don't I just take a look at the email that you're sending me? And I'm looking for that now. I'm clicking send and receive on my email. What email address did you send it to?
I sent it to platinum@toddwalters.com.
All right, well, I'm not finding it.
So you should be getting it at some point.
Resend it?
Yeah.
Is it okay? Can you resend it?
Sure, I can have them resend that to you.
All right, so let
now,
me,
listen, if
all right. So let me stop you here, and let me tell you why and I just told you why you don't mention emailing and that sort of thing. Like the script says, hey, I received your request for a home evaluation, and I just wanted to let you know that we've sent that on over there to you, and I want to make sure that was okay. If you reference like I've emailed it over to you, then you do open the door for like, well, what email address where is it? I can't find it. Then it becomes a conversation about the email. So not all the time. Right. Not all the time, but it does put you on the spot with those kinds of things. So if you don't go down that road, then you're likely to not have to deal with it. The only thing I'm going to point out there. You already know the script pretty well, but there's a reason why we don't tell people that we've emailed it over to them, because then they want to go look for it right then, or they can say, well, let me check out the email first, then I'll let you know. So that's my personal preference. This way I train, the guys, at our company to return these calls. Just say you've sent it on over there to them, and there's a courtesy. You're just letting them know. And you know what? We don't run into that as much as we used to when we would talk about we've emailed it over to you. Oh yeah? Well, I don't have it. Or what email address is it? Can you resend it? And those kinds of things. I don't know if you're getting that, but you will at some point.
Not too much. I don't typically get that objection. They just usually we're in Canada, right? So they say thank you very much. We really appreciate you doing that.
Right. Which gets back to point number 2. My job is to point some things out, but also, if you're having really good success, following the script and getting the leads converted to face-to-face appointments, then you're having good success, right? Like there's not much different to do. Anytime you get wishy-washy people, like I said, first of the year on purpose, because it's kind of weird. Like here we are in May, first of the year, it's longer than 6 months, but really is it, longer than 6 months? So you're in that zone whether you make the offer or just stick with the follow-up, and you've just got a decision.
Oh yeah, I missed that.
Yeah, well, look, you just got a decision to make. Anytime it's around that time frame, you plan on making a move in the next 3 to 6 months. And I said, I'm not sure. You come back with a question, and I said maybe around the first of the year. It's that gray area.
Yeah, we just had someone who gave me that response that they wouldn't be for a year, and they actually did list their home for sale, not with us.
Right. So I just don't think you go wrong when you're uncertain about when you're making the offer. Yeah, like make the offer, and then you can always back up and make your follow-up offer. So whenever in doubt, you make the offer. For sure. So check. That's good. Yeah, now, look, are you guys having some problems here in your lead conversion?
No, actually, my problem more is trying, like you said, trying to decide whether I should book the appointment or not. And I'm glad you brought up that point about the after the qualifying script, because that's something that I sometimes forget to do. And then I go ahead and book the appointment, and then I hang up, and I'm like, oh, well, I need to know this, and this. So then I just schedule a follow-up call before the appointment and go through that. But I need to do that right away.
Yeah, so this is like...
but I don't usually have a problem getting...
Yeah, so this is like page 2 of the callback script. Okay? So once you have the appointment, right, once you have the appointment, then you're just going to move right into the questions that you really want to know about to prepare for the appointment. And that's really what you're telling them. So that we can do the best possible job for you when we get together, let me ask you a few questions. And they're the questions. Are you currently renting, or do you own your own home if you don't know yet? Okay? What area did you want to be in? Is the style of home critical? How many bedrooms do you need? Have you determined a price range yet? What else is important to you in your next home? Have you spoken to any mortgage companies yet? Would you be interested in getting an idea of what the monthly payment would be or the down payment might be on the home and price range that you want to buy in? How soon were you looking to buy? Okay, are you buying your next home yourself or with somebody else? Will they be there Saturday morning at 10 o'clock when we get together as well? And if not, we know what to do, right? We got to kind of rearrange the appointment so that both of the, quote, decision makers can be there. All right? And let's make sure I got all your contact information. Great, I appreciate that. And then you just close up the call, right? Which is a continuation of words. Thanks for the information. Looking forward to seeing you. Here's what's going to happen when we get together. When I hang up, I'm going to zip you an email with all my information. Here's a link to your very own home buyer kit. I'll see you Saturday. All right? And then when you hang up the phone, you do what you told them. You send them the email, okay? Which is all part of an activity plan called the buyer appointment plan. So anyway, that should make it consistent for you every time in your team when you guys are calling back the leads, if you can use that. So I'd recommend you pull that script down and use it, all right? So
yeah,
anyway.
Definitely. I had the buyer one printed out, but now I have the seller one, so perfect. Thank you, Todd.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks, Paula. Thanks for playing along. We'll send you your prize. Okay, Andrea.
Our next guest is Victor Chikuti. Your line is now open.
Hey, Todd, how are you?
Hey, man. Doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing great as well.
Yeah. Well, what's on your mind there? I guess you're pretty much an expert at this role-playing stuff, right?
I try to be. That's why I'm on here, just to see whether I am or not.
Yeah. So what are you missing?
Not much. I just want to see what you think. Let's do a power of sale Facebook ads follow-up lead.
Okay. So I'll be the buyer, or is this? All right, you ready?
I don't know. Don't know obviously whether it's a buyer or seller or
Okay.
just a
Well,
buyer.
I'm assuming that if they're calling for a free list of distress sales and bank foreclosures, they're probably a buyer,
Okay,
but they may not be a buy first person. That's true.
that's correct.
Yeah. So, but the assumption is they're interested in buying or at least investing. Okay. So you ready? Ring, ring. Hello.
Hey, can I speak to Todd Walters, please?
This is he.
Hi, Todd. It's Victor from Remax. I'm calling you because I'm responding to your request for the Aurora and area power of sale list, and I'm just emailing it off to you. Is that okay?
Yes, great. Thanks.
Now, are you to make a move between 3 to 6 months, Todd?
Well, we've been talking about it. We're not really sure. We may stay where we are, and buy an investment property, or we may sell our home and just buy a whole new house. Keep our house rented out. So we're just trying to figure these things out.
And would you be selling your home first or buying first, Todd?
Like I said, we're not 100% sure what to do,
So
but we're definitely looking for something.
So you want to be looking first, is what you're saying to me, before you put yours up for sale. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's exactly right. That'll kind of determine what we do.
Now, do you have a realtor to help you for when the time is right, Todd?
No, sir. Well, I shouldn't say we. There's this guy my wife knows that she's looked at some properties with that she met at church or something.
And are you looking to stay in the area or move out of the area, Todd?
We'll stand here.
Okay. Now, would you also like me to email you daily updates of homes that would match your home buying criteria from all the real estate companies? My list, so that you understand, would include all the power of sale, company-owned properties, and other distressed properties you can't find on the internet. It's a free service to you, Todd, and of course you're never obligated to buy. Would that help you?
Well, I don't know, because I'm getting so much information now sent over to us by this other real estate agent, and we've been pretty successful here finding some pretty good homes just looking at the internet.
I don't know what the other real estate agents are sending you, but this is a proprietary list of homes that you'd receive as they get listed, and sometimes before they're even listed. As I said, it's free to you, Todd, and of course you're never obligated to buy anything. Would that help you?
Well, I guess so. Yeah, sure. If you could send me what you got, that'd be great.
Sure. Now, when can we get together for about 20 minutes so I can take down exactly what you're looking for, Todd?
Well, I can just tell you what I'm looking for right now.
Well, I want to do a good job sending you all the properties that you want to see. I want to basically, rather than me emailing you hundreds of homes that may or may not match your criteria, or for that matter, missing out on the right one, we just get together for about 20 minutes. I've got a list of over 100 picks that I need to obviously fill out so that we're doing the proper job for you, Todd. And at the end of the day, you get these properties, as I said, as they get listed, sometimes before they're even listed. Will days or afternoons be okay for you, Todd? Tomorrow?
Well, tomorrow. Let me talk to my wife. Is it okay if I call you back?
Well, while I've got you on the phone, why don't we just tentatively book a time, and this way, if it doesn't work with your wife's schedule, we can rebook it. That's not a problem. Is that okay with you?
Okay. All right. So that's all pretty good. I mean, I think you handled those objections fine. You have nice inflection and points made. Are you running into any problems now on the leads that you guys?
Most of the time they're objecting to, obviously, while I've got you on the phone, let's tentatively book it, and they basically balk. So how much of a push do you persist with? If you will.
Well, let me make sure I understand. So you make the offer. Okay. Yep. So let's just pull up the offer here. We'll take a look at it. So you make the offer. These are primarily buyers?
I would say about 65% are buyers.
Okay. So those are the ones that push back when you make the offer. They say yes to the offer, but then there's some pushback when you close to meet with them face-to-face. Is that right? There's
pushback when you basically say, well, while I've got you on the phone, let's tentatively book a time, and then if it doesn't match with your spouse's schedule, we can reschedule.
All righty. So, well, look, I'm not so sure, though, that everyone that says yes to planning on making a move in the next 3 to 6 months, that you're really running into large numbers of people that won't meet with you. Okay.
No, but I'm a stickler to stuff that
All right, well, what's the real number?
What's the real number?
Yeah, so in other words, so this is good for everyone. When you're calling back the leads, what I would like for you to do is track the number of people that say yes to planning on making a move in the next 3 to 6 months, okay?
Yep.
And track the number of people that say no to planning on making a move in the next 3 to 6 months. So everybody that says yes to planning on making a move in the next 3 to 6 months, what do you think, Victor, should be the number or the percentage of those people that you should hang up the phone and you have an appointment with?
I would say right now it's 50%, Todd.
Okay, well then that's pretty good. That's the right number. Now look, I understand if you can raise it, by 20 percentage points. I mean, you're on the phone now. It's good. It's more money. I get it.
Yeah, I'm trying to optimize. I'm trying to optimize, obviously, what I'm spending and obviously getting these leads and getting the actual appointments and getting obviously contracts signed. Right.
Here's my expectations. When you get somebody on the phone and they say yes to planning on making a move in the next 3 to 6 months, and half the time you get an appointment with those people, I'm just letting you know it's not a bad outcome. It's not a bad outcome.
Well, I should beat myself up then.
Well, I mean, think about it. I would think half the time there's going to be something going, even though they're planning on making a move in the next 3 to 6 months, half the time there's going to be something going on where they just can't meet with you right now or don't want to meet with you right now or not ready to meet with you right now. They're just factors. So you have to have some measuring stick to know whether you're doing well or not outside of making money. But, if you look back at the universal autopsy that we have, okay, as a matter of fact, let me point that out to you here real fast. This will be good for everybody. I've got it right here handy. It'll just take me probably 10 seconds to put on my screen because I'm a professional and really good at coaching people. But you can see right here, it asks you. But check this out. You ready? Listen, look at this. Number 5, are you booking appointments with at least 10% of the people you speak with? Okay? So when I say translate that into the number of people that say yes to planning on making a move in the next 3 to 6 months. So let's suppose that 80% of the people that you talk to are not planning on making a move in the next 3 to 6 months. That means 20% are. Okay? And you'd see that that's about 50% of everybody that say yes, you're getting appointments with. You're good. You're within the margin of success based on this universal autopsy. Okay? So now, can you raise it? Sure. You keep fighting, man. You keep dealing with it. Like, for example, I would say, well, Victor, it sounds like that maybe you're a little bit nervous about getting together with me to talk about access to homes for sale. And I can certainly understand that. I mean, you don't know me, I don't know you, but look at man, I'm not trying to sell you something or force anything on you. This really is just a service that we offer area home buyers, and a lot of people benefit from it. I'll give you an example. Last week, there were some buyers that I met about 9 months ago, just like you over the telephone, that said yes. We set them up on the home hunter service, and they got a property before other buyers did that was down the road address in this area. They beat the other buyers out to the house. They were the first ones there. They made the offer on it. They got the house, the home of their dreams. I've got a nice testimonial from them about it. But that's not what I'm trying to get you to do is to buy a house. It's just, would you like the information on homes before other buyers get it? So in other words, if you keep them on the phone and keep having the conversation about it and delivering the benefits, then yes, you could probably raise the conversion numbers. But there does come a point where, for example, dude, I can get an appointment with anyone. I can say things to get appointments. It just may not be a great appointment. Just because I can get the appointment doesn't necessarily mean I really want to go on it. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Right. So that's how you want to measure it. So just because I can get appointments by continuing the conversation and pressing doesn't necessarily mean you want to. So that's where your 6th sense or your spidey sense comes into play here, and you'll know when to reach beyond the script, for example, like I just did by pointing out an example of someone that benefited from the thing that I'm offering them. Okay?
Yep.
So anyway, but that's a way you can do it. You can move beyond the script. You can offer real life examples of other people that have benefited from what you're offering them when you get down into dealing with those objections and stuff.
Yeah, it's just I'm just learning, and obviously all these other things that you just added there is obviously not on the script, but it's just helpful to understand.
Yeah, it's in the script there. It's just not word for word. It's kind of in the line.
No, I understand that. No, I understand that. But between you and Frank, I'm just basically getting the hang of different aspects of or different approaches to handling objections.
Well, then you're doing really well. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Victor. All right. So let me get you back to the computer screen right here, everyone. This universal business autopsy should be part of everyone that's on the webinar right now. Should be part of your self-governing or scorecard or measurement of how well that you're doing here with the leads in the business that you're getting. Okay. So, for example, look at question number 2. Okay. Let's look at question number 2. Are 10 to 15% of prospects leaving you their contact information? Well, look at, if we're marketing for referrals, or when somebody calls me on a for sale sign, it's a lot more than 10 to 15% people to call, like 100%, like leave me their contact information, right? Okay, but when you're running an editorial ad, or you're running a pay-per-click marketing campaign, driving people to your information line or your landing page, you have to have a measuring stick to know whether the less branded ad is performing well. So what you're looking at right here, this universal business autopsy, which is available on the coaching site. You can just go to the file library, click search, and type it in. It'll come up, print it off, and this becomes a good measuring stick for you. But you can see what I told Victor. I said, look, keep up with the number of people that say yes to planning a move, making a move in the next 3 to 6 months. Okay? All right? But Craig is very good here. He's like, look, are you booking appointments with at least 10% of the people that you're talking to? So what he's saying is, like, look, 9 out of the 10 people that you actually speak to are probably not going to be ready or may not be ready to meet with you right away. But that's not what he's saying. We're going to take into consideration that you're not as good as Craig Proctor or Todd Walters or James McDonald or Frankie Dingeranus or these other guys that have been doing it for an awful long time, 20 years or more. We're going to assume you're not that good, so we break it down. There will be people that say yes to planning on making a move in the next 3 to 6 months. There will be other people that aren't really sure about when they want to make a move that you can get appointments with right now and should. So we break it down into just 10%. Okay, so if you're getting 10, so if you can follow this through, you talk to 10 people, you get one of them to say yes, you go meet with that guy. Well, man, that's a lot of money. Okay, that's a lot of money. Then the better you get at it, these numbers even improve. So we call this pathetic standards, and I'm not saying you're pathetic by any means. Although some of you guys may be feeling like that way, because I know I have at times. But what we're saying is this is a really low margin standard. So if you're doing better than this, you're doing really well. You're doing well. You're making money. You're doing fine. So now that you can see these numbers on there, I want you to go pull this off and use it in conjunction with the follow-up script. And you'll be in a good position on your less branded leads, okay, which, as I started, home evaluation and pay-per-click marketing leads going into your Millionaire Agent platform powered by Commissions Inc., for example. You'll know where you are and how you're doing things. So let's put it all together. So we talked about the follow-up script and understanding that, man, if you're not really good here at these 4 offers that we looked at, okay, if you're not really good at these 4 offers, you're going to struggle. You got to get good at the offers. So Paula, Victor, you can see they were good. They were good at the offers. Okay, any of you that are listening to the webinar today, watching the webinar, you would hire those 2 guys, those 2 people, excuse me, Paula, you would hire them to be your inside sales agent for sure. I know I would. Okay. Okay. So, but again, these are team leaders. These are people that run their real estate business, and they're making the calls. So what does that tell you? You've got to get really good at this yourself first before you can expect other people to do really, really well. If you can't get good at the lead generation, you're going to fail. So good at the offers first, right? The next thing is they were pretty good at the words based on what it was I was requesting. Okay, they just inserted the right words right up there in the introduction. Okay, and when they weren't sure about me, they asked a few more questions. That's it. Okay, so good examples of that. All right, and then it becomes a measuring tool or a measuring stick, comparing it to what the numbers maybe should be, so you know whether you're doing a good job or a bad job, and in following these things. And we also covered both the buyer and appointment confirmation script. Okay, I sent you guys that, or told you where the ID numbers were on it. Okay, qualifying the appointment for both buyers and sellers. So we touched on that a little bit. So that's a lot of ground to cover in an hour and 5 minutes. Really good training session today. So here's what you want to do. You only get good by role playing. Okay? Role play, role play, role play, and measuring your success. Okay? These training webinars where we do a little bit of role playing, you guys drill down on getting better. Some of you listen, some of you participate. Now you got to go do it. You got to go do it and measure the results along the way. That's how you get better at this thing for sure. All right? All right, so with that, I want to remind every one of you, okay, to be at the Platinum Getting More Listings and Growing a Better Team Bootcamp. Business Building Bootcamp, maybe not the right word for it, so we'll call it Getting More Listings and Building a Powerhouse Sales Team Bootcamp. That's the official name. Actually, I have that on the PDF there, I see. June 27th, 28th, and 29th. So get to the coaching site. Get registered for that immediately. And we'll look forward to seeing you then as well. All right? So with that, it's going to wrap up our time together today. Really appreciate it. You guys were awesome. Let's go sell some houses. And if you need some more help now, additional role play, get with your coach, zip us an email, or give us a call so we can drill down and do that. All right? Great job, guys. Go sell big. Andrea, thanks for your time today, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you, Todd. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Have a wonderful afternoon. Talk to you all very soon. This officially ends the webinar for today.